Wow, what can I say after that? Thank you very much, David. Thank you very much, Russ. Thank you to everyone. I'm speechless right now. Before I get started today, and I want to thank you all for being here, I just want to say to all of you that have come today, thank you very much. And I want to also tell you guys, this is amazing that you are here. We're on the intercession. Classes have not even began for the spring semester, but you guys are still here, which means a lot to us. And so I want to tell you, you guys are amazing. And let's give everybody a hand and let's have a cheer for being here right now. Thank you, guys. That's what it's about. It's about appreciating being here, right now. Okay, I want to first thank everybody for coming again. I want to do a special thank you to people here. I have my brother here. This is my flesh and blood, my younger brother. His name is Phil. He's here today. I'm very grateful he's here. My daughter Melissa is here. I'm very grateful to her to be here. To all of my relatives are here. I have my cousin Diane here. I have very good friends here. I also have a very special friend here. His name is Mr. Derek Gable. He was one of my original mentors, and I mentioned in my book about mentors. Mentors are very important. You know, symbols and mentors and words are very important. And I always tell all you guys, always try to have symbols in your life that give you inspiration, that give you power and energy, but also have mentors in your life that give you energy and power and encouragement. They're very important. And words that are discussed, words that we hear of encouragement, of inspiration. Gravitate to those words because they empower you and they give you energy and they make you feel motivated and enthusiastic. So I always recommend that you have those three things in your life: symbols, mentors, and words. They're very powerful. And I want to thank everybody else for being here. And I want to give one more round of applause to all of you guys being here today. One more hand of applause. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for coming. Okay, I'm going to start my talk now. And I want to just say that I'm very grateful in my life. I've been here at Ollie for 5 years. Being here at Cal State Fullerton at Ollie has changed my life. It's inspired my life and has given me tremendous inspiration being here. I love this school. I love Cal State Fullerton. I love Ollie. We're partners together on this university, which has about 45,000 students. And I'm very grateful for Cal State Fullerton and very grateful for Ollie. So what I want to begin first is my book is called My Amazing Transformation of Love, Courage, and Wisdom. I'm very proud of my book. My book is it's my autobiography. It's a self-help book, and it's a spirituality book. And those are the three themes of my book. My book is sort of kind of like, you guys are familiar with the movie Wizard of Oz. Everybody's heard of Wizard of Oz, haven't they? It's one of the all-time classic movies of all time, fantasy movie, Wizard of Oz. My book kind of has parallels to that. I never thought about that till after I wrote the book. But if you guys remember from the movie The Wizard of Oz, which I'm sure you've seen more than once, do you remember the 10 men? The 10 men, he needed a heart. He needed love because he didn't have any love. He didn't have a heart. So the 10 men was about love, okay? My book's about love. We all remember the lion, the cowardly lion in The Wizard of Oz. What did he need? He needed courage because he was always afraid, very scared, always living in fear. So he got courage, didn't he? And then last was the scarecrow. We all remember him, right? Full of straw. He didn't have a brain. He needed wisdom, but he got wisdom. So if you look at that movie, Wizard of Oz, my book kind of parallels that. We all need love. We all need courage. And we all need to have wisdom. It's really important in our lives. So what I want to first start today, I want to talk about how I grew up. And I'm going to get very frank with you guys, very straightforward, honest, to tell you what my life has been from start till today. I was born on September 17th, 1953, in Santa Monica, California. I don't remember much of my early life. I guess mind is blank. I only remember when I was about 6 years of age. I only can recall that. And when I was 6 years of age, I got sent to military school. 6-year-old boy, little boy, got sent away. That didn't feel comfortable. I'll tell you, I felt very scared and I was very afraid. A 6-year-old sent away. And this is a school where I'm sent to the school. I don't stay at home. I go to the school. I live at the school full time. So I didn't get to see my parents for a long period of time because the drill sergeants there at the military school and the house mothers, they were very abusive because this was in the early 60s. Back then in the early 60s, a lot of abuse was happening. That was like common. There was no child abuse laws back then, none. Thank God we have child abuse laws today to protect our children. But back in those days, there was no protection for children. So here I am, a 6-year-old boy. The house mothers, the drill sergeant says, "You know why you're here?" And I go, "No, why am I here?" And they go, "Your parents don't want you. That's why you're here." So that's a pretty hard pill to swallow when you're 6 years old, let me tell you. That's rough. And then they also said, "You cannot see your parents for 6 months." So being a 6-year-old child and not being able to see my parents and my brothers for 6 months, that's brutal. I mean, they say, "We're going to break you in. We're going to cut the ties for your family." So that's the story. You're going to be here. So that was really rough for me. Hard times for me, being a child. But more than that, what happened to me was I got a lot of abuse. I got verbal abuse. I got psychological abuse, physical abuse, emotional abuse, mental abuse. I got all the abuses because back then they got away with it. That was common. So I'm just sharing the story with you guys because it's kind of got how I got to where I am today by being strong, having courage, overcoming adversities. Because let me tell you something, adversity makes greatness. That's been one of the themes in my life. Adversity makes greatness. So during that time in military school, I was severely beaten. I was beaten so bad several times that I'd be bleeding all over my body. And I don't make this stuff up. I was physically bleeding all over my body. And that was common if you don't go along with their program or you don't do what they say, they beat the hell out of you. And that's what they did. Now, if you guys think about it, if they would do that today, in 2018, I'm going to tell you right now, they'd be put in jail because that would be against the law to beat a child like that. So let's be grateful that there are laws to protect our children. So anyway, that happened to me for about 6 years. I got totally abused. But I want to tell you the good news that came out of that. The good news is I got to find sports. Thank goodness for sports. Sports are very, very important. Sports. I want to tell you guys, when you go and do sporting events in your life, play sports, because the sports saved me. It actually saved me because I had courage. It gave me a positive attitude to be able to play sports. So sports gave me a really good foundation to deal with, the adversities that I have been through. The sports gave me encouragement, gave me positivity, gave me a motivation. So I really love sports. I played football, I played basketball, I played baseball, I played tennis. So these things really helped me get through my tough times. So I encourage you guys, no matter what our age is, get involved into activities that you love to do, whether it's sports or entertainment or passion of whatever it is, do it, because it inspires you. It helps you to get through things in life. So I recommend that people do their passions, whatever it may be. Go to your passions. It helps you get through adversity. It helps you get through, it helps you get through tough times. So that's what I wanted to tell you all on that. Also, I want to talk about, hear a lot today about, we hear this all over the news, sexual harassment. I mean, we've been hearing this on the news lately or what? I mean, sexual harassment. We're hearing about it all the time. Every day we hear it on the news. We hear it on radio. We read it in the newspapers. It's everywhere. I'm telling you guys, sexual harassment coming out of the friggin' woodwork. It's everywhere. So what I'm trying to tell you guys, I had sexual harassment. Okay, I was sexually harassed many times over the years. But what I'm trying to tell you guys is this: anybody you know, anybody in your family, grandkids, great grandkids, if anybody you know has been sexually harassed, go report it right away. Don't wait. I waited 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years to come out. And that's why I wrote my book, to talk about it. But I'm going to tell you guys something. This is really important for this audience today. Anybody you know that's been sexually harassed, report it. Have the courage to stick up for yourself and for your dignity, and go report it to the police, to the authorities, to anyone in an authority position. Report your abuses. Don't live in silence, okay? Because living in silence is not going to do it. It's going to stick with you for years, and then it's going to hurt you. And it takes away your power when you keep it inside and you don't discuss it. So I'm encouraging everybody, if you know anybody that's been abused or been sexually harassed or anything, report it, okay? Have the courage to come forward. Don't wait years later, like I did. Go report it immediately, okay? That empowers you, gives you encouragement, and helps you in your life. Also, I'm going to talk to you guys about it. I was raped twice by 2 different men. Growing up, 16 years of age, 18 years of age. Let me tell you, it doesn't get much worse than being raped. We always hear that women get raped because we know that, and we have compassion for that. But also men get raped also. We don't hear about it because a lot of men don't want to come forward, or they feel ashamed, or they feel not adequate, or they feel weak. Let me tell you something. Men and women, they both get abused. But the key is you got to report it. See, I didn't report it. I got raped 2 different times. I didn't report it. I just let it go. I just thought maybe I was bad and I deserved it, and I was a bad boy, and that was what I was supposed to get. But I'm going to tell you guys something. Anybody that's been abused, I'm telling you, go come forward immediately. And I hope you get my message and you get my point today, because this is important. Because there's a lot of abuse that's going on in our country, but it's been going on for years. It's just nowadays people have the courage to come forward and be able to discuss it. So please, this is important that you all talk to your children and your grandchildren and your great grandchildren. Talk to them. Find out, have they been abused? Have they had anybody hurt them? have open dialogue, have open communication to discuss these issues. It's important, okay, to protect ourselves and our dignity. Okay, it's really important. Okay. Also, let's talk about the bullying. Have we heard about a lot of bullying going on today? Oh my gosh. Bullying is going on everywhere. Holy Toledo. It's like bullying is happening everywhere, and it's hurting a lot of people. How about a lot of kids are being hurt? A lot of children, adults, bullying at school, bullying at the workplace, bullying at home, bullying everywhere. If you're being bullied, go report it to people at your work. Go to the human resources development. Go to your supervisor. Anybody that's been bullied, report it, because if you don't, you're going to get more abuse. If you don't report it, people will keep abusing you more. So I'm telling you guys, if you know anybody, children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren that have been abused, report it. Have the power to do it. Don't be afraid. Don't live in fear. Because when you come forward and you talk about what's bullying or that you've been harassed, it empowers you to stand up for yourself and take action. The key is take action to make your life better. It's very important. Okay. Also, I want to talk about today forgiveness. Forgiveness is a very important healing modality for ourselves. We have to forgive ourselves. Very important to forgive ourselves if we have been hurt by others. We have to, number one, we have to forgive ourselves. Number one, most important. The second point, we need to forgive others who have hurt us. Because everybody in this room has been hurt one time or another. I don't think anybody's immune to that. So we got to, number one, I said, forgive ourselves, and then we have to forgive others. Very important. Forgiveness is the key. If we don't forgive ourselves and others, we will continue to have bitter feelings. We will have bad feelings. We won't feel good about ourselves, and that will only hurt us. So forgiveness. I hope you all remember this is very, very important. Bless you. To do forgiveness. Okay? Super important in your life. Very important. And that's an important modality in A Course in Miracles, which Marcy over here teaches A Course in Miracles. And we love A Course in Miracles. It's my favorite class. It's my favorite study group. I'm not supposed to say class. It's my favorite study group is A Course in Miracles. Please let your friends know about A Course in Miracles. It's a super fantastic study group. My favorite. Okay. What I want to talk about now is I want to talk a little bit about my career. I've had a very successful career. I was a salesperson for over 30 years. And what I'm very most proud of is I was a salesman for the first solar energy company in the United States. To be honest with you all, I started the solar industry in 1977. If you can believe it, solar was growing and being born 1977. I was the first rep in the United States to sell solar. I worked for a company by the name of Reynolds Aluminum. They are the makers of Reynolds Wrap, the aluminum foil company. So I was the first rep. I started the industry. I'm very proud of it. I pioneered the industry. Now look at the industry today. Solar energy is the fastest growing industry in the United States. The fastest growing. 30% growth per year. Think about that. 30% growth per year. They have 300,000 people in the solar industry. I was the first. There's 300,000 now. And it's growing incredible. 30% growth per year. It has now surpassed the wind energy, the wind technology. Solar is the biggest renewable resources, energy in the friggin' world. And if you think about it, because of solar energy today, look at the nuclear power plants, they are going away. Aren't we so happy that nuclear energy is going away? Woo! Because we don't want nuclear energy. It can cause cancer. The steam and the radiation and the water of the nuclear power plants, they can cause cancer. So my point is, because of the solar energy field, the nuclear power plants are closing. So I'm very proud that I was the pioneer in the industry, started the industry, and look at the industry today. I'm very grateful. I'm very proud that I started the field, and it's doing fantastic today. I'm really, really happy, and it fills my heart to see the industry do what it's doing today. Okay, what I want to talk about now is a book I read. Books are very powerful. That's why I wrote a book. Book is very powerful, even more powerful than you even know. I'm going to tell you guys something. I read this book when I was 25 years old, I think I was. I read a book and it was called Rhinoceros Success. That was the name. It's a funny title, isn't it? Rhinoceros Success. But I want to tell you guys something. That book inspired me. That book lit a fire under me. That book was incredible. That book super motivated me. And remember, a book can really motivate you, inspire you. Books are super powerful. Look at the Bible. Bible's a pretty powerful book, isn't it? Well, let me tell you something. That Rhinoceros Success book, that was my Bible. Because let me tell you what that book did for me. That book inspired me. That book motivated me. That book made me believe in myself. That book made me have positive attitude. That book made me have courage. That book made me strong. That book just made me feel I could climb any mountain. I could do anything and have no fear. I become fearless. And let's talk about fear. A lot of people live in fear today. Have we been hearing about fear out there? I mean, come on. Isn't fear? We hear fear on the news. We hear it on the radio. We hear it in the newspaper. We hear it on social media. We hear it on Facebook. We hear it on Twitter. We hear it on Instagram. We hear it everywhere, right? Guess what? Stop living in fear. Do you guys know what fear stands for? Fear stands for false evidence or events appearing real. I'm going to repeat that again. Fear equals false evidence or events appearing real. Fear is not real. Fear is an illusion. We just buy into it and make it real. It's not real. I want you guys to remember that. Write it down. Don't forget it. It's very important. The only thing that's real is love. Love is the only thing that's real. And my point to you guys is we all need to spread some more love. Our country, our world, I think we've been sleeping. I'm giving you guys my opinion. I think we've been sleeping. I think we've been hibernating, and we need to wake back up to love because a lot of people are buying into fear. We need to wake back up to love. Love is everything, and everything is love. And I want you guys to remember that because a lot of us have forgotten. We've been sleeping. We've been hibernating. That doesn't work. Be active. Take action. Spread love to yourself. Spread love to others. Love is everything. Don't forget it. We need to practice it. A lot of us have forgotten. Very important. So anyway, what I want to continue on saying is that book super inspired me. And I'll tell you guys something. I never, my income was pretty low before I read that book. My income was like, this is 1980. We're talking 40 years ago. 38 years ago. My income was about $10,000 a year. That was kind of average back in 1980. $10,000 was just average income. After I read that book, my income went to $100,000. We're talking 1980. I was making $100,000. I'm not bragging. I'm just telling you that book inspired me. That book lit a fire under me. I was like fearless. I could do anything. And I did. And I was very successful. $100,000 back in 1980 would be equivalent to $500,000 a year today. And I'm just saying, the book inspired me. That means stay inspired in your life. Have something that makes you inspired, that gravitates to you and helps you in your life. You go with that and have courage and have no fear and take action and go for it and do it. No excuses. Okay. What I want to talk about now is what we talked about a little earlier. Symbols. Symbols still are very important to my life. As I mentioned, symbols. The symbol for me is the rhinoceros. And the rhinoceros is a symbol of courage to me, strength. And the rhinoceros is my favorite, and that's not preposterous. So what I'm trying to say is pick symbols in your life that gives you energy, that gives you power, that gives you encouragement. Choose symbols. My symbol is rhinoceros because I'm a rhinoceros. And the second symbol that I like, you guys already know that from my book, is the lighthouse. I love the lighthouse because the lighthouse just gives light. Light to me is love. Love is light. Light is love. And it's healing. And the light, you see your way. You don't do too well in the darkness. That's why we have the lighthouse. The lighthouse is always serving, putting its light out there, serving people, protecting people in the ships and the boats, from having another disaster. It's protecting people. It's keeping them safe. It's keeping them secure. It's keeping them to be in a safe situation. And let me tell you something about lighthouses. They just serve, and they don't expect anything. Well, that's my philosophy. Serve other people, but don't expect anything. A lot of people expect things. They expect, if I do this for you, then you're going to do this for me, or if I do that, are you going to do this? I mean, a lot of people, they don't get it. My point is, how about be of service to people? Help your friends, help people you don't know, help others, and expect nothing. Because if you don't expect anything, you won't be disappointed. But if we're expecting stuff, guess what? You're going to be disappointed. Don't expect, just serve. That's why I love being here at Cal State Fullerton. People here, they volunteer here. We have 400 volunteers here in this department. And in this department of Cal State Fullerton, we have 400 volunteers with 1,700 students. Think about that. That means like 30 to 35% of the students here, they're volunteers. And I am very proud to be one of them. And I also want to encourage you all, you guys, do volunteerism wherever you are, whether it's at your church or your school or in your life or in the healthcare or wherever it may be, or go help others less fortunate like homeless people. Go help someone else. Just serve others, help others, be of service to others, and expect nothing. That's the true meaning of service, without an agenda. That's how I conduct my life. That's what I do. Serve and expect nothing. I hope you guys remember that, because that's really important. Because the more you do that, you're helping mankind. You're helping the world. You're making a difference. And take action and do it. Don't just talk about it. Do it. Action speaks louder than words. You guys know that. Very important. So I hope you choose symbols in your life that will empower you. The second thing is mentors. Mentors are super important. People that encourage you in your life, that motivate you in your life, that help you in your life. I have one of my biggest mentors here right now. His name is Derek Gable, and he's sitting right here today. Derek Gable was one of my first mentors. We met playing tennis like 40 years ago. Somebody I've had in my life for over 40 years. Just meeting somebody who inspired me to be better, inspired me to do the best of my ability. So Derek was instrumental. He helped me in my life with my family, helped me in my life with our family business. This guy brought our family together and made a difference. And it's very encouraging. So please have mentors in your life and have encouragement and motivation and inspiration from them. Very important to have mentors. And the third thing is the words. As I mentioned earlier, the words are really important. The words I said, some of the most inspirational words I ever had was when I was sick with cancer, which I'll talk about in a little while. When I had cancer, I was very, very sick. My friend from New Jersey, a friend said, Marty, don't forget these words. Ever that I'm going to tell you right now. I said, what's the words? He says, adversity makes greatness. These are powerful words. Adversity makes greatness. Those stuck with me. I put the 3x5 card in my wallet the whole time I was having cancer, very sick. And guess what? It inspired me. It gave me a good attitude. It gave me hope that I could have empowerment to get over this and I could deal with it. I could get over it and get well. I want to talk about another couple mentors that I forgot earlier. My other mentor was John Wooden. John Wooden, you guys, I'm sure you heard of him. He was the UCLA basketball coach that won 10 NCAA championships in a row. I'm talking in a row. Win streak of 88 games in a row with no loss. No men's team ever done that and never done it since. John Wooden was one of my mentors. I met John Wooden personally 3 times, and he became my mentor. He always would say these words: do the very best that you're capable of doing, but nothing less. Do the very best that you're capable of doing, and nothing less. He was an inspiration to me. I got to meet him several times. I got to meet all of the NCAA championship team. I met, at the time his name was Lou Alcindor. His name now is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I met him when he was 19 years old and I was just a 12 or 13-year-old boy. But I'll tell you, having these people inspired me to be around these people, these champions. I always like to be around people who were people that had good success. I always like to hang around people that were successful because then I became more successful. I recommend to you guys, be around people that are more successful, people that are doing really, really, really great in their life. Hang out with those people. It's better than doing that than hanging out with people that are more toxic. Because if you're hanging out with people that are toxic, you're going to be more toxic. Hang out with winners, achievers, people that are really working hard and really making a difference. Hang out with those people because they'll make a big difference when you do. The next mentor I want to talk about, his name is Dr. Edgar Mitchell. You guys might not know who he is. Dr. Edgar Mitchell, he walked the moon. He was on the Apollo 14. Only 10 people in the whole world walked the moon. Think about it, walking the moon. I guess that's called the moonwalk, right? Anyway, he walked the moon. And that's an incredible achievement. And he had an epiphany when he was on the moon. His epiphany was he looked at the earth from the moon and he goes, oh my God, that is beautiful. That earth looks so gorgeous. That ecosystem, that beautiful, beautiful earth, it's gorgeous. You know, seeing the blues and the whites and the greens. And he says it had to be a higher power that developed, that made that, because it's too perfect. It looks perfect from space, from 550,000 miles away. It looks beautiful. So he saw the earth, he looked at it, and he goes, oh my God, I have to go back there with the Vietnam War, and we're polluting the environment. But he says, I got to go back. But he said, I'm going to go back. And he had an epiphany. An epiphany is he had a transformation happen to him. And then in that transformation, he says, I'm going to go back to the planet Earth and I'm going to save the planet. That was his motto. That was his goal. And he did. He started an institute, and the name of the institute is the Institute of Noetic Sciences. If you're interested, go on noetic.org, noetic.org. Very powerful organization. I've been a member for 15 years. I was a community leader for 12 years. And I'll tell you, Dr. Edgar Mitchell, he inspired me, totally inspired me. And I got to know him personally. I met him 6-7 times. And he became a mentor to me. He became a teacher to me, a coach. He became a friend. I knew him personally. And I want to tell you something. Dr. Edgar Mitchell was a great man. And if you don't know about him, you know a little more about him right now. He was a great person. He really inspired me. Let me tell you something. I met him in San Francisco. One of the times I met him several times. We had face-to-face discussions. I knew him personally on first-name basis. He knew me on first-name basis. And he would talk to me in San Francisco, California, up north. He came to me at a conference. We were talking one-on-one, just him and I talking together. And let me tell you something. He told me something very powerful. I want you all to remember it today. He told me to my face, he said, Marty, I just got a call from one of our representatives in Pakistan. And he said, Marty, I just got this call. It's a very disturbing call. And he said, I'm going to tell you what he said. He said to me to my face, he says, Marty, the representative said they are hiring massive numbers of suicide bombers to kill Americans and to kill Europeans. That really just struck me. He says, Marty, they're training people to kill people. That's what they do. That's their job. So he looked at my eyes. I'll never forget it. And he said, Marty, go back to Orange County, California, and go spread love. Love is the only answer for everything. He looked in my eyes and told me that. Go back to your hometown and spread love. Love is the only answer for everything. And he told me that. And I'm telling you guys this right here, right now. We need to spread love. Okay? A lot of people have forgotten about that, or we're sleeping, or we're hibernating, or whatever. Spread love in everything you do every day of your life. Spread love to yourself. Spread love to others. Spread love to your family, to your friends, to your coworkers, to people you meet, strangers you meet. Spread love. We need to do a better job. A lot of us have forgotten in our country and the world. We need to do a better job. I'm telling you right now, if we don't do a better job, I'm going to tell you guys, it's not going to get any better if we don't. It's not going to get any better. So please spread love to your family, your friends, coworkers, fellow students. Spread love. Love is the only answer for everything, because love is everything, and everything is love. Don't forget it. Very important. It's vital if we want to survive as a planet. We better spread more love and kindness and compassion. Help others. Very important. And talking about helping others, I also recommend to you guys, go help people in your life. If you know of a person, go do a good deed for them. Help a friend, help a neighbor. Go help a homeless person. In my community group, I would take 20 or 30 people every year. We'd go to the Fullerton homeless shelter. We'd feed 300 people. We did it every year for 9 years in a row. We'd give them food gift cards. We wouldn't give them money, because if you give a homeless person money, they could go get booze or drugs, and that would pretty much defeat the purpose, wouldn't it? So my point to you guys is, go do something, get outside of yourself, go help somebody else in need, and expect nothing. Go help someone less fortunate. It's important because when you do, you're helping the world. You're making a difference. It's important. I encourage you guys to do that. Okay, now what I want to talk about is I want to talk about when I got cancer. And I know it's not an easy subject for me to talk about, but I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to talk about it now. This is what happened in my situation. When I was in my 40s, I would still play tennis. I loved tennis. Tennis was my favorite sport. I played tennis for 36 years. And I lettered in high school varsity tennis, and I lettered varsity tennis at Cal State University, Dominguez Hills. That's in Carson, California. If you guys don't know, I lettered on the college varsity team as well. I'm very proud of that. Got to travel the U.S., but I continued to play tennis. After I finished college, I continued to play tennis. I played tennis 36 years, as I said. One day when I was in a tournament, because I played the United States Tennis Association, I was a ranked player in my division. I won a lot of tournaments. But what happened was, one day I had a really tough tournament, a tough match. I was in the finals, and I felt something pop in my neck, and I thought, oh God, what is that? Because I played real hard in a 3-hour match, lost in 3 sets. But I felt something in my neck, and I thought, oh, what's this? And so I went to the doctor to get it checked out, and then I had to go to another doctor to get it checked out. And then the doctor said, I think you have a 9-centimeter tumor in your neck. I go, holy Toledo. Maybe I took too many tennis balls at the net. I don't know, because I was getting bombarded playing tennis for 36 years, because if you're at the net, you're a target at the net with the tennis ball. Well, anyway, I got one in my neck. And then it was confirmed by biopsy I had cancer. I had squamous cell carcinoma of my neck, stage 4. Let me tell you guys about stage 4. There is no stage 5. Stage 5 is 6 feet under. You're dead. The point I'm trying to make is the doctors told me I had stage 4 cancer, and they told me that I had a 90% chance to die. I kid you not. How would you like to have that diagnosis? 90% chance you're going to die within a year. Oh boy, that's rough. That's a pretty hard pill to swallow. You know what I'm saying? That was my diagnosis. And then the first doctor says, oh, Marty, Mr. Cole, we're going to have to cut half your neck off. How would you like to hear that from a doctor? Boy, that'd scare the heck out of you, wouldn't it? It scared the heck out of me. And then the doctor says, oh, the surgery is going to take 19 hours to perform. 19 hours surgery, half your neck's gone. We're going to remove your tongue, your vocal cords, and all half your neck, your muscles, your tissues, half of it's gone. Nobody's lived past 5 years with the surgery, because everybody died within 5 years of having that procedure. Then he says, I'm going to give you some radiation, and I'm going to give you some chemotherapy, and we'll see you in the hospital in 2 days. That was what the doctor told me. My point to you guys is this. If you're with any doctors today and you don't like what the doctor's saying to you, leave the office immediately and go get a second or third or fourth opinion. Doctors don't know everything. That's why they call it a practice. Because they have to keep practicing. Well, I didn't want them practicing on me. So I got the heck out of that office and got a second opinion. And I'm grateful to my family, because my family got me to UCLA, and UCLA saved my life. And I'm very grateful for that. I've been free of head and neck cancer for 18 years. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. And I live in gratitude because cancer was my greatest teacher. Cancer taught me, be grateful for everything you have in your life. Be grateful. Gratitude is the best attitude. And the more, the better your attitude, the more you're going to have more gratitude. And you guys, I think we all need to practice gratitude more, because sometimes we take gratitude for granted and we forget. And we forget about the things that we have. Be grateful for everything you have every day of your life. Be grateful. The more you practice it, the better you feel. Don't ever underestimate the power of gratitude. Okay? Gratitude is huge. I practice it every day of my life. I recommend that you practice it too. And if you forget, remind yourself, get back on track and practice more gratitude. It works. I'll tell you, it'll give you so many dividends, more than you'll ever know, and make you feel better about your life every day when you practice it. And if you get off track, get back on track and keep practicing gratitude and love. Those are the two most important things in life. I also want to tell another quick story about when I had cancer. My cousin, who's here today, let me stay in her home because she lived in Beverly Hills and I lived in Placentia, Brea area. UCLA was really far. I couldn't commute because when you're going through cancer, you're dealing with radiation and chemo. That can wipe you out. You have no energy. You have nothing. You're so tired. You're so weak. I was super exhausted every day. Like I said, if the treatment doesn't mess you up or kill you, the cancer could get you, but the treatment can kill you as well, because the treatment is very brutal. That cancer treatment was the hardest treatment I've ever had in my life. But my dear cousin, her name is Nan. She's here today. She let me stay at her home for 4 or 5 months because her house was only 7 minutes away from UCLA. I'm very grateful to my cousin Nan because she helped me in my life. I always appreciate that. So she's here today. Thank you, Nan. So my point to you is this. Do you see people giving kindness to others? That's what it's about. Being kind to others. We need to practice more kindness. I think some of us have forgotten about that. How about you better keep remembering about that? Be kind to people instead of being angry and mad and upset and frustrated. Why don't you turn it around and practice kindness? Because there's a lot of people in our country right now, they're getting mad. Have you guys seen how much anger is going on around here? I never seen our country as angry as it is right now. It's getting crazy. I'm telling you guys, you already know. Anger out there, people are getting angry. There's more hatred today. There's more discrimination. I mean, it's all out there. You guys know that. Not telling you anything new. The only thing that can offset it, spread some more kindness. Spread some more love. That's the only answer. Love is the only answer. Kindness is the only answer. I'm telling you that because we need to get back to that, to taking care of people, showing compassion, showing kindness, showing gratitude. Let's get back to it. Let's wake back up to love, not fear. Also, there's very important points that I want to make here. That is, if any of you are going through tough times, hey, everybody goes through tough times. Not anybody in this room has not had a tough time. Everybody has a tough time sooner or later. The point I'm trying to make is if you're having a tough time, I recommend that, number one, ask for help. Whatever it may be. Your higher power, go ask for resources, go ask other people, go ask for help. Because if you don't ask for anything, what are you going to get? Nothing. If you don't ask, you get nothing. That's what happens. So ask. Number one, if you need anything in your life, ask, whatever it may be. Ask for help, number one. Number two, believe you're going to get the help. You got to believe you're going to get it. If you don't believe it, then it's not going to happen. Number one, ask. Number two, believe you're going to get the help. And number three, receive the help that you need. You got to receive it. If you don't, nothing's going to happen. And the fourth thing, you got to take action. You got to take action. You got to do all those four things. Ask, believe, receive, take action in your life. Very important. You got to do those four things or nothing's going to change in your life. Remember what I said. I'm telling you the truth. I'm giving you guys a lot of wisdom today. Please remember it. It's very important. Okay. I'm going to read a passage here in my book that I want to share with you to talk about another area here. Is a lot of you guys have heard about mindfulness, meditation. There's a great teacher here that's here today. Her name is Mariana. And Mariana, thank you for coming. Mariana teaches meditation here at Cal State Fullerton, Ollie. She's a great teacher. She teaches meditation and mindfulness. And so I'm explaining to you guys, mindfulness is very important. Meditation is very important. If you've not done any meditation, I recommend you start. Just make up three syllable words. It could be do, re, mi. It could be la, di, da. Whatever they are, those will be your words. And you keep saying those words over and over again. And close your eyes, get in a quiet place, just relax. Do some deep breathing. Breathing is very important. Deep breathing, not shallow breathing. Breathing through the nose and out through the nose. Very important. Breathing. What also is important is to do the meditation. I highly recommend, if you guys haven't done any meditation, start practicing meditation. I just gave you like a invaluable information about pick 3 syllable words. Pick those, make them up, start meditating. Just relax and be in a peaceful place and be calm and be silent for 15 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever time you may have. Just give yourself a break during the day just to relax. It's important, very important. And to practice mindfulness. You guys have heard about mindfulness? Mindfulness is very important. Mindfulness is practicing living in the moment, living right here, right now, in the here and now. We got to get out of our past. The past is history. The past is over. We got to stop being in the past, because if you're in the past, you're going to be depressed. Not a good plan. Get out of your past. And also, we got to stop worrying about the future. The future's not even here. And if you worry about the future, you're just going to have anxiety. That's not going to feel too good. Just live in the present. That's why it's a gift that keeps giving. Just live in this present moment, right here, right now. That's why it's a gift, because it keeps giving right now. Keep living in that. And when you forget or you slip slide, get back on track, because, hey, we're all human beings and we forget. But if you're going back to your past or you're worrying about your future, stop yourself and say, stop, living right here, right now, and be grateful for what you got right now. Practice it. You'll see a big difference in your life and in your well-being. And then I want to talk about something that a lot of times people know about, but a lot of people don't know about. It's about the chakras. Chakras are the energy centers in your body, from your spinal cord, from the top spinal cord to the bottom spinal cord of the body. And this is the chakras. The first chakra is called the root chakra. It's I am. The root chakra is the base of your spine. It is your tailbone. It represents being grounded in your body. Our humanity, our elimination, it's our survival. That's called the root chakra. The second chakra is called the sacral chakra. That's I feel. The sacral chakra is the sexual organs. It symbolizes creativity in your body. The third chakra is the solar plexus. That's in the gut area here. That's where I love, I do. That is the gut feelings of your life. Follow that. But my number one chakra is the heart chakra, because I'm a heart-centered person. I follow my heart. I follow my heart from the very start. Heart is very important. That's where I love. The center of your body. I believe, as I said earlier, it's the most important chakra in my view. And it's the wisdom to follow your heart. That's the important thing. People always ask me, what should I do in my life? You know what I tell them? Follow your heart. It'll get you where you need to go. Follow your heart. I hope you guys follow your heart. That's why you're here, right? Very good. The next thing is the throat chakra. Boy, I know about throat chakras. I think I've been through the throat chakra. It's I speak. It's in the neck. It's in the vocal cords. And then it's the next chakra is the third eye chakra. That's between the eyebrows. That's I see. It represents the intuition of your life, of your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions. And the last chakra is the crown chakra on the top of the head. That's I understand. Be open to enlightenment. Be open to the energy of the world. Because I want to tell you guys something. Energy is everything, and everything is energy. I want you to remember that. Everything in our universe is energy. Every movement, everything that's happening, it's energy. So remember that. That's important. Okay, I want to talk, my next points are, I want to talk about my wisdom healing circle. I had a wisdom healing circle that was in my home for 11 years. I had over 300 people come to my home over 11 years. I'm sure glad they didn't come at one time. That wouldn't have been too good. No, they came, just 30 or 40 a month came, but different people would come and different people would go. But I served over 300 people. And let me tell you something. We did a lot in those 11 years, because we all inspired each other, encouraged each other, motivated each other, and we're empowering to one another. And we all need that. We all need to stay inspired. Okay, everybody here needs to stay inspired. It's really important. You stay inspired, then you create things. And creating things are very important because when you're inspired, you create. And I wish everybody in this room stay inspired in your life, and then you create your life. And when you're creating things in your life, you're going to feel good about your life. If you're not creating anything, you're not going to feel so great. But when you're creating, you're making something happen. You're showing what's inside you, and you're making something happen. But take action. As again, people do a lot of talking, but then they don't do any action. So then they don't do anything. Excuse me. Excuse you. We can excuse all of each other. But the point I want to make is we need to take action to be creative, stay inspired, create, take action. No fear, no excuses. Did you guys know the average person has 15 excuses to do nothing? Think about that. I know that's pretty funny, isn't it? The average person has 15 excuses. So then they don't do anything, and they're afraid. And how's that working for them? How's that working for anyone? They make excuses. Because I'll tell you, one of my mentors is Wayne Dyer. I'm sure some of you have heard of Wayne Dyer. Wayne Dyer, he did PBS. He was on PBS for 20 years. He generated over $300 million for PBS. And he did it, and he did it to, that's a nonprofit television show, PBS. And he wrote a book called Excuses Be Gone. I love that book because he talks about the average person has 15 excuses not to do anything. Then they wonder why their life's not going anywhere because they didn't do anything. They just had another excuse. So my point is, no excuses. Just go and create your life. Take action. Do it. All right? Do it. No fear. That's important. Okay, we talked about fear. I'm telling you guys, fear is everywhere. You just turn on social media, you turn on Facebook, you turn on Instagram, you listen to Twitter. Oh my God, you hear all this stuff out there, this negativity everywhere. People buying into negativity. Don't buy into the negativity. Stop it. Just be positive. Positivity, not negativity. Because if people are negative, guess what? Then they'll get more negative because they give energy to the fear, and then they get more fearful. It just kind of energizes itself. If you're living in fear and you're worrying about everything, it's going to get worse. Stop it. Just come from love, not fear. Because I'll tell you another thing. Love conquers all. And as my friend Sandy here says, practice love. Love is number one. Love first is most important. Another thing my friend Sandy here says, this is Sandy Freud here and his wife Linda, he always says to me, trust is a must. Trust is a must. And then Sandy says, if you do too much analysis, you're going to get paralysis. I love that. Think about that. If you do too much thinking and overthinking and using your brain too much, you're going to get paralysis from all your analysis. So true. That's why I want to tell you guys something. This is important. We need to practice this very important concept. Have you guys ever heard about the laws of attraction? That's called the laws of the universe. It's from a couple kind of came up with the philosophy. Their names are Esther and Jerry Hicks. They come up with the philosophy about the laws of attraction. And the laws of attraction work like this. If you know who you are and you know what you want, then you attract what you want. But if you don't know who you are and you don't know what you want, then you attract what you don't want. Okay? Remember those laws of attraction. It's important. The three areas that I want to talk about now, which were very important to me, was I took a class called Heart Math. Some of you probably heard of it, some of you not. If you're interested, go on heartmath.com or heartmath.org, O-R-G. Heart Math says, take some of your energy from your brain and your head and move that energy to your heart. Because your heart is where your love is and your compassion is. Sometimes people are overthinking, overanalyzing, over everything, and they can drive people nuts. It can drive yourself nuts. Move some of your energy to your heart. That's where your compassion, your love is. That's important. The next thing, like I said earlier, I've been taking a course in miracles. It's a great class. No, I can't say class. It's the study group. It's a good, great study group. Look into it. A Course in Miracles. Really important. It's changed my life. Helped me in my life. big time. And I'm very grateful for A Course in Miracles. Also, I want to tell you the class I teach here at Ollie at Cal State Fullerton, the class is called Wisdom Healing. How to heal your mind, your body, your spirit, and your soul by just changing your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions. You can change your life. It's important. What my class basically does is this: have love for ourselves, have love for each other. Turning fear-based thoughts to love. Having love for nature and the planet. We got to start loving nature and the planet more. Okay? Walk in nature. Nature is important. Walk in the environment. Walk with animals and nature. It's important. Practicing sound healing. Sound healing is very important. Sound healing is, we need to do more sound healing. That is singing, humming, chanting, laughing. That's all sound healing. We got to do more of that. That's really important. Because when you're doing sound healing, you're healing yourself on a cellular basis. You guys have gotten a massage on the outside, haven't you? How about the inside? We kind of forget the inside. When you practice sound healing, you're getting vibration inside your body, which is helping to heal your body on a cellular basis. Very important. Okay, I want to talk a little bit about my class. My class, I love teaching. Teaching is my greatest joy. I'm telling you guys, I really enjoyed when I was selling for 30 or 40 years. That was great. But teaching is my greatest joy. I'm getting my greatest joy being with you guys here today. And also I want to talk about one of my special students that was in my class. His name was Mark Geller. And we are honored to have Mark Geller's son, Dave, and the sister of Mark Geller, Bibi, here today. Let me tell you about Mark Geller. He was one of the really popular students here at Ollie. Always had good attitude, always enthusiastic, always wanted to help other people, always being there for others. That was Mark Geller. He was a student in my class who would ask all the questions. He never stopped asking questions. He would have a whole list of questions, and he never stopped asking questions because he always wanted to learn. He had an open mind. He might not agree with everything you say, but he was open to the possibilities. He had an open mind. That's why I want to tell you guys here today, you guys have an open mind. Be open to the possibilities. Don't have a closed mind. Be narrow-minded. Be open. Because if you're like this is all you see is this. You're not going to see too much. But open your eyes to this. See everything around. And then you'll have more possibilities in your life. Be open to them. It's very important. One more thing that Mark Geller told me I'll never forget. He told me, he says, Marty, I don't like to be around a lot of men. You seem to kind of hang out with me. I don't really like men that much. He says, I love women. Women is the one I want to be around. I'm not real crazy about men too much, and you and I are getting real friends here. Those were his exact words. And then he says, but Marty, you're an exception. He said that to my face. But we miss Mark. And Mark was a very, very endearing personality here at Ollie. We will always remember him, and he will always live in our heart, in our memory forever. Okay, I know we're getting close to on the time here. I just want to tell you guys a couple more things, and then we'll open up to questions. My soulmate and my best friend could not make it today. She's feeling under the weather, but she sends her love to every person here. Her name Her real name is Aurora, but her name in my book is my soulmate, Rainbow Turtle. How do you like that name? I named her Rainbow Turtle. She loves the name because she loves that she's a colorful person and she swims like a turtle through the sea of life. And she's calm and peaceful. She's the most tender, loving, kind, compassionate, and sweet woman I've ever known in my life. She's given me love and compassion and kindness and tenderness and gentleness. That's the kind of woman that I wanted to attract. And when I was taking the heart math class, I manifested her. I did affirmations. I thought about the woman I want to meet. If anybody you want to meet in your life, you got to manifest it. You got to send out the affirmations. You got to know what you want. You got to know what's right for you and take action. You got to do the practice. If you don't do the practice, you guys know what you get. Nothing. So my point is, I did the practice. I manifested her. And then I met her 3 months later. I did the work for 3 solid months on the kind of person I wanted. A gentle, kind, sweet, loving person. And I met that person. And she's helped me in my life. And she's changed my life. I love her, this whole world. I love her with all of my heart and all my soul and my spirit. Okay, we only got about a couple more minutes and then we'll open to questions. And that is, I want to say, these are the most important things we need to work on. We all need to do a better job. I'm telling you guys, we've got to do a better job. That is, we got to spread love. Please spread love in everything you do from every day going forward. Spread love. Love is everything, and everything is love. Please, let's spread the word to our family, to our friends, to people we meet. Spread love in everything you do, okay? We better do a better job. Please remember it. If you forget, keep writing it down, because we do forget. Then we got to spread peace. We got to spread peace in our country and the world to get this violence to cease. We got a lot of violence going on in our country. We already know that. We know what goes on every day. There's more violence. The only answer is spread love, spread peace to get this violence to cease. Got to do a better job. Everybody needs to step up. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell people you know, tell people you meet. Spread love, spread peace. Be grateful. Practice the gratitude. Don't forget. This is really important. Please remember these words. Okay, one of the last thing, and then we'll be done. We only have a few minutes for questions. I was in the campus theater here, on campus here. Holds about 220 people. These were students 18 to 24. They were in that theater. This was a break during the last semester. Of the 205 students that were there, 204 of them were on their friggin' cell phone doing this and doing this. I mean, you guys know what this is, and you know what this is. Nobody was talking face to face. We're talking 210 students, 209 of them were on the cell phone. This is during a break, meaning nobody's talking face to face. That is sad. We got to get back to talking face to face in real time, in real communication with each other. A lot of people are forgotten. They're letting technology control them. People now are addicted to their friggin' cell phones. They're doing this all day. They're doing this all day. They're not talking to real people in real time. Let's get back to talking to real people in real time. Are you guys with me? Yes. Then spread the words to your family, to your friends, to your loved ones, to people you meet. We got to do a better job. Get back to communicating face to face in real time. That's important. Tell your family and your friends, please. Okay. The bottom line is spread love in everything you do. And that is my talk for today. And we're going to answer some questions now. But I want to thank you very much.